And I always ask, because a lot of people don't know about the white classification, Latino American group in during Jim Crow, and the Raza essay in actually that was the origin. A lot of people know that's the origin of Mejorar la Raza, to better the race to white population. Because during that time in Latin America, besides Mexico and the Dominican Republic, a lot of white people from Europe was coming there, and it was making the population look whiter. Okay, and there's a question I have, a hypothesis I have with the Mejida La Raza and the Raza Casca, mean the cosmic race, and where Jose Vansconcelos, when he said this was right that Mexico got rid of this popular the idea of African descent in Mexico, okay, but this essay was also influenced all over Latin America. That's why he had a whitening, okay. The truth of the matter is, that's why people think the mestizo, the biracial mestizo, Spanish and native, white and Spanish, white Spanish and native mixture, and exclude the African part into 2015 December 12th, Guadalupe Day. The truth when we put the Afro Mexican classification on the Mexican census. Okay, so this a lot of people since us for 2 centuries or 1 century, should I say? People been forgetting there's African DNA in many Mexican people's heritage, and also Afro Mexican people like me. I was called Jarocho when I was in El Paso, Texas. Okay, if that is a nickname for people, Veracruz, where the slave trade came in Mexico. Okay, now a lot of people don't look at the comparison. Rafael Trujillo from the Dominican Republic, he was both Dominican and Haitian. He was mulatto. Okay, he was lighter, very light skinned. Okay, he put powder on his face to appear more white looking. Okay, and he put white on his class his way before. Okay, for real, no different than people who are Latino putting white on the census. At that time, a lot of people do not know that he got rid of besides the Haitian. The reason why people say Dominicans don't consider themselves black, because at that time you couldn't walk around saying even you look black. You couldn't walk around saying you was black. Okay, and the Haitians were who immigrated, and yeah, there was people who Haitian people who did wrong to Dominican and vice versa, but Haitians will go there who look more African, and the reason why because of higher class mulattoes in Haiti that you normally don't see them, who's very lighter skin, close to white. Okay, in Haiti, do not like those darker Haitians. That's why even when they had the earthquake, they didn't aid those Haitians. It was here. Well, Hillary Clinton took money. That's why they both thought Rico thought Hillary Clinton. Okay, and did them Haitians people wrong. That's why they ended up voting for Trump, which they was stupid too because Trump called Haiti a shithole. But in Haiti, a lot of folks bash Haiti because it was the first one of the first countries in America to get rid of slavery, and later on also I don't know who was second, but in between either second or third, Mexico 1829 with Vicente Guerrero as well, and other countries before America. Now, the truth in the United States, I'm talking about. The truth about it is, I do believe the reason why after he was killing people who look black and also Asian people. Watch the time Butterflies with Selma Hayek and Mark Anthony and Edward James almost played Dominicans on this video, on this movie. And the reason why he was doing it, he was trying to whiten. If you look, it looked like Spain, okay, because to whiten the population was because of that essay. Because, like I said, La Cosmic, the Cosmic Race essay by Jose Vansconcelos, who's raised in Texas but born in Mexico, which in the 19, I think the reason why he's influenced by the one drop rule, because one drop rule was in the United States, not in Mexico. But if you live in the United States and you hear about we only have one drop black blood, you are segregated, you can't get this and that and all the other stuff. This ideology, the Mejorar Raza, and in that essay, like I say, what he says, he don't per se the idea of it, not the word Mejorar. As he was saying that he was constructing the race mixing between Spaniard, European, Native American, and Black. I think Asian was considered, but Asian was a small minority, from in Latin America, but mostly these three races: European, Native American, and African. He also said that he struck the race mixing in that essay where the Negro race will go away and it will spawn the new mestizo, which people will look more Spaniard and American. Okay, And that's what happened in Latin America. Like people say, well, Mexicans who don't like what I say come on my channel. I don't look like you. I don't got your hair texture. I don't look like you, but they can trace their roots back to their hair texture. And you have some Mexicans have some curly, loose hair. Yeah, okay, that's admixture of that. Call it like it is. Okay, Black China. Okay, you know, he's before they had that flat, he's a real iron to straighten it. That's hair to make it look silky straight. Okay, so like I don't know that trick. So people don't understand. That's what this essay came in, and it not only influenced Mexico to drop the idea of having African ancestry in its history, but it also influenced other countries. Like in Cuba, they did, and also in Brazil, they speak Portuguese down in Brazil. They tried to whiten the population, and also in Latin America, in the Dominican Republic, where Rafael Trujillo, where he was killing people. This dude was part Haitian and part Dominican and mulatto. He put white on his classification. Blanco means white in Spanish. He put powder on his face to make him look whiter. And you see this mentality even in today Latin America, Latin Hispanic American people, not all Hispanics, but you know, with the George Zimmerman, Trayvon Martin, the situation with the black and brown races in Latin in Los Angeles, California. You also see this mess, you know, even Houston, the Latinos for Trump, the coconuts for Trump, I call it like it is. You see this mess going on here in Houston. We have people who bash Black Lives Matter, forgot there's a Latino Lives Matter as well. So you see what I'm saying? This coconut, Mejorar, Raza, this machismo, this I want to be white so bad mentality. So folks not looking at that. I did. I asked that question today. It was friend because they was living at the time. Jose Vansconcelos and also Rafael Trujillo were alive at the time. And so this essay is called Over Latin America. Then it influenced the point that people started denying the fact they had black ancestry, they don't look black or whatever. And if you was raised in the United States, you know about the one drop rule. You know about slavery. Remember, he was born in Mexico, but he was raised in South Texas, and that was Texas is a racist state. Ever since they stole Mexico because due to slavery, okay? They all about the arguing slavery, okay? You remember African Mexican people, Mexican from Mexico opening arms to African American people across that border, okay? So the black Seminoles, okay, and everything else. So a lot of folks not looking at this, but I do believe that Rafa the Trujillo, excuse me, and Jose Vansconcelos has some connection. So if you know about that, please put in the comment section because I do believe it. Because this why you have people in the Dominican Republic who say they don't consider themselves black or whatever. And I'm not with the one drop rule in Latin Latino community. I do believe that you should acknowledge all your ancestry. I do acknowledge my African American, French, Spanish, Creole, English, and American. I consider myself mixed. I don't consider myself pure black. That's a white Anglo ideology. Identity, a race identity with a one drop trash. That's why it was raping slaves. So that baby come out so they could that one drop where it looked like Paris Jackson or look like Wesley Snipes, whatever it looked like, whoever had a drop of that will consider to be a slave. So I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm not with that. The folks, and one thing I had to agree to some degree and understand why someone like Chemistry, Kim123 will make these videos. He is right that he don't want, and I do agree with this. I don't want the white nationalists or the black nationalists in Latin America. Okay, I'm no for real. I do not like either two. Okay, and once again I say this: the black nationalist is the mouthpiece of white supremacy to keep people one drop of African in their place. There's events. Marcus Garvey had a meeting with the Klan June 25th, 1922, in hot Atlanta, Georgia, where the Klansman was leader named Edward Allen Clark. He was thinking interrogation, and there's talk that the reason why they was organizing these lynchings was to get African people to be on Marcus Garvey's ideology, so they can remain in segregated society. They wanted to kill W.E. Du Bois and Walter White NAACP. A lot of folks not know about that, and Marcus Garvey was against that. But before that, he didn't like W.E. Du Bois. Then you have, besides Wallace Fard, that everybody thought it was a part Asian, part white dude, or a Mexican dude. But he was dark hair, and yellow skin, straight hair. When he was in Folsom County, St. Quentin prison, they listed him as white. But he the one who founded Nation Islam. And You know, Nation Islam was funded by H.L. Hunt, the Klansman billionaire in Dallas, Texas, who 19 got JFK to kill. That had something to do with his murder, okay, back in the 60s. Okay, so a lot of folks don't understand that the black nationalists is the mouthpiece of white supremacy to keep us in our place. So I'm not here trying to say Latinos all are all black. I acknowledge that they're partially black and partially white and the American. And once again, you can't get mad at me when we had the screwed up version of the NAACP back in the 1990s with Bishop Chavez, who left them and went to Nation Islam, the light skinned dude, Bishop Chavez, whatever you want to say his name, who messed up the group. Walter White and W. Du Bois probably rolling in their grave right now with this mess. And then you had Urban League, NASA Raza, and LULAC going against a multiracial category in 1920 census. 2000 census, excuse me. Now, you would have this mess about Latinos checking white, okay, only white. And now here's this thing. Well, we supposed no, we were told that no. I used to work for census back in 2000. They made it legit. Any American can self-identify with how they want to identify, because part of us people in the multiracial movement, like myself, we won our category on the census back in 2000, back in the 90s, okay, and the civil rights, minority civil rights organizations like LULAC and NAACP, Urban League, and that's kind of AIM, American Indian Asian League, and all these other, they were protesting against, like, I thought the Klan would do that. They were protesting against the category. They said lose numbers, blah, 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 blah. Well, census decided, along with Bill Clinton, okay, well, next census will allow Americans to check whatever they want to. So that's a bunch of bullshit about, so the cuss here, about we was told by the census worker to check white. No, you can check Native American and white and black and put whatever Hispanic origin on there. Which next census I found I have Hispanic heritage from Creole, Louisiana. Real, the fourth grandfather of my family, last name Real. Okay, I'm part Latino, part Hispanic. Well, you know, you Creole, Louisiana. Spain went to Louisiana too, to know your history. Okay, besides French. You know, I'm checking those boxes. Okay, that's why a lot of people don't understand it. They don't know their rights. The one drop rule is no longer a law. Ever since the 11 versus Virginia case, they legalized interracial marriages and dating. Should I say mostly interracial marriages? The Supreme Court back in June of 1967 said that the one drop rule was unconstitutional, and it was. It was about slave labor for having one drop black blood. That's why they was trying to rape and do all the humanizing things to make most of having children, having babies with each other. Thank you, having people having sex with their mama. Thank you, back. Thank you. They were trying to breed. I said they had sex forms, worse than R. Kelly, sex cults. Okay, they were doing all that mess. Okay, so the breed more slaves, the more money they'll make for free. You know, they make forced free labor, and they get paid for it. So that the white folks get paid. Thank you. So I ain't no coon. Y'all a coon to defend that mess. Okay, so that's my point. So people keep asking about why some Latinos feel they white, why they checking. Let me explain something. When they took Mexico, the Southwest from the United States, I mean, took Mexico and gave part of the United States, like besides Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, Colorado, Oregon, which is Oregon, and California, okay, and Nevada. When they did that, they was kicking out Mexicans who were already there in order to make them citizens. Because first, remember, when they got rid of slavery, they had to put the 14 million to make our people, African descent, be American citizens, because they're trying to say that the slaves were not American citizens, and it was three from they in one drop. Man, y'all know y'all law of history well, okay. So in order to be American, he had to be white. He had an Asian guy trying to make himself to be identified as white, changed his really became Christian and everything else, left the Buddhism, whatever he was doing, and he was trying to make himself be white, and he was not, because they said that he was not white at all. He, exactly, he was trying to be Americanized so bad so he could be American citizen and classified as white. In order to be American citizen, you had to be white. Okay? So the only way to make Mexican Americans who are mixed, okay, racially mixed, as white. But socially, they was not treated as white, okay? And they did to other Latinos as well. Okay, so that's the whole reason why that happened. So, and I'm thinking that it has to do with Jose Vasconcelos by living in the United States and then going back to Mexico and being a philosopher and being in college and everything else, and then making this big old essay that also mentioned about constructing race mixing so they can marry and marry those who are lighter and whiter, white or whatever, so their population will not look indigenous or African, particularly African, okay? Because they say the Negro race will go away and spawn new mestizo, okay? So that's why you have more Latinos having more native and European features, and they have some big lips and wide nose as well, which is African, or curtness in their hair, or dark skin besides the American DNA. This is the idea, was to try to get, thank you, and this was the idea to fix the race, or the better race. Mejorar Raza came in and, like I said, influenced Latin America, that's only Mexico. And remember, if you know about Dominican history, Rafael Trujillo was a dictator, okay? He killed people, okay? And a lot of Haitians were getting killed, okay? In Haiti, in the Dominican Republic, when it was crossing the border to get away, because when the mulatto class in Haiti, who's like 5%, this small minority class, they did not want their darker counterparts who do share mixed DNA too to have part of that pie. So a lot of folks don't understand, and so he was mulatto. I think his mother was Haitian, and his dad was Dominican. Okay, and he was black and mixed. He probably had name everything in too. Okay, and he classified himself as white, and he put powder on his face. Okay, you know what I'm saying, and was killing people. That's why you could not go around and say I'm black and I'm proud in Dominican Republic. You could not do that mess. Okay, you could not do that. You couldn't do that there. Okay, and that's why people felt that you had to be European, and it was bringing more Europeans to whiten that population. And the same thing in Mexico. When the Mexican Americans I was at school with, men that were lighter skinned, fair skinned, so they had camel skin folks, darker Mexicans in our school too, and Chicanos, whatever, but most of them were, and you can tell that some Europeans came in a recent family tree that was already mixed with African, Native, and Spaniard to white. You see what I'm saying? And even, for example, German men, you know why in Tejano music they had the accordion? That comes from Germany. Like in Zydeco and in Creole culture, German men married black people, and but Creole people in Louisiana. Well, German men also came to Texas and married Mexican women. Okay, and that accordion comes from Germany as well. And that, you hear Mexicans say, "I'm Mexican in Germany," and for here in Texas, that's very, even Linda Rasta, she's German and Mexican. Okay, so you know what I'm saying. So the singer Linda Rasta, you know what I'm saying. I'm blue by you. Okay, her. Okay, I'm going back someday. Yeah, her. I'm blue by you. She's Mexican in German. Okay, you can tell that somebody was, you know what I'm saying, and some Spaniards came in, recent or whatever, because remember, people understand that the Criollos, the Creoles in Mexico, which is the Spaniard class who were born in Mexico but were pure Spaniard, they didn't want Mexico be part of, be its independence. That's the truth. That's what killed Vicente Guerrero. Vicente Guerrero was African Spanish native. If you read about his story in Wikipedia, when he banned slavery in 1829 in Mexico, he also was captured by the people in the Creole class, the white Spaniards who were born in Mexico, and they don't killed him, if I'm not mistaken, like in 1830 or 1831. Okay, yes, okay. So you have to understand, a lot of people don't understand that was going on. And even Santa Anna was white Spaniard, white Mexican Creole, white Spaniard Creole Mexican. He was a Spaniard Santa Anna. He was on the opposite side against Mexico, and then later on he joined the Liberal Party of Mexico that was supported its independence and got rid of the caste system and got rid of slavery. With Vicente Guerrero and him was friends, and that's why I say he was a hero, because when he was a president, he was trying to beat Sam Houston, the white Anglos, and free the African descendant people, both pure and mixed people, my people who was in Texas. So y'all don't know y'all history well real good up here, for real. So yeah, but a lot of people know. I do believe, and let me put the chat section up here because I had the chat. I do believe that Jose Vansconcelos had a connection with Rafael Trujillo. And that's why you see this stuff goes on in Latino community, besides Mexican and Dominican Republic or whatever, or Puerto Rico, because the idea was to whiten the population. So if they do come in the United States, which is part of the United States as well, talking about the Southwest, they'll be accepted to white supremacy or what else white people emerge. It probably was the idea. That's my hypothesis. I could be wrong. I'm not going to know about it, but I do see a similarity of this ideology that comes in when it comes to Rafa Hill's history, okay? Because at the time, look at the movie in the time, Butterflies with Selma Hayek, Edward is almost Chicano, you know, from LA, who played in Me for Media, American Me, he played Selena's father, Abraham, excuse me, AB is the son, the third, talking about him. But anyway, point is, he played Stand Deliver and many other movies. He was in Miami Vice, okay, back in the 80s. Look at that movie. He played Rafa Hill real good. He showed it. He played that Dominican dictator real good in that movie. And Mark Anthony was the one. He was telling the seven highest character, you know, he's trying to kill the blacks and Asians here in the Dominican Republic and bring more white people. And that's exactly what it was. So a lot of people do not know, yes, the idea of whitening your population. So it can be accessible to the United States because of money involved. Remember, when Mexico lost the Southwest, they lost a lot of money. I think money got something to do with that too. Haiti was not. You people talk about the voodoo, and I do believe, yeah, because if you believe in something false, you might fall down to. Of course, I don't believe it, but always the case. You have many countries where they're not Christian. They do have prosperity, but besides a lot of folks that know, the United States had a lot to do with ripping out and pimping out of Haiti before it came when it had a corrupt leader. Besides the mulatto high yellow class, okay, up in Haiti, the dark skinned one who was dictator there, he was corrupt, and it hurt Haiti as well. And the United States got involved in that. A lot of folks saying the United States get involved in a lot of stuff, like in Cuba. There was no racism, as Jose Marti said about Cuba. There's no black Cuban, no mulatto Cuban, or white Cuban. We are all Cubans, okay? But when the United States came in, when Batista, who was Chinese and black, okay, they call him the mulatto Menino, means a beautiful mulatto, even though he maybe was not mixed with Spain, but he probably was. But they say he was part Chinese and part black. He was Blasian. He was a dictator. He was in charge. And when Batista was in charge, that's when the United States come in, put its racial issues there. They had gambling casinos there. And then two, a lot of folks not know, that's when they had discrimination of color. And you imagine these people who look white, who are not full-blown white, who are mixed with native and black, discriminating their counterparts who look more black because the United States policies came in. So the United States had a lot to do with this as well. I do believe that. And in trading and that too, but that's my educational guess. I could be wrong. Anyway, y'all have a nice day.